Oh, sorry, Councilor Perks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. We've got a lot of work to do. We've clearly got a lot of work to do. There are three pieces of work in front of us. The first is that for the very first time in a decade, city staff have been unable to bring us a balanced budget. That it's a difficulty that we haven't been in since before the global financial crisis. That's how unprecedented this is, and that's our first challenge. The second challenge is we have a raft of programs, some publicly announced by the Mayor of Toronto in front of the media, some approved by Council, that are simply not here, to the tune of about $70 million. So when the Mayor announced he was improving Toronto community housing to the tune of $13 million, this budget doesn't include it. When he announced opening the subway on Sunday mornings and improving the reliability of buses and streetcars, this budget doesn't include it. When he announced that we were going to have the open doors policy, in fact, we voted on it at Council last meeting, this budget doesn't include it. When he announced that there was going to be new capital funding for Toronto community housing repairs, this budget doesn't include it. When he announced that there was going to be work beginning on Smart Track and it would be 22 stations within 7 years, this budget doesn't include it. Beyond that, there are Council-approved priorities and policies like more work on affordable housing, like the Parks Plan, like the poverty reduction strategy, which the Mayor also announced he was supporting. This budget doesn't include. So we have a challenge to figure out how to meet that. The third thing, and this I want to underscore most strongly, we have just, if in this recommended budget, placed a bet that now and forever forward, the real estate market in the City of Toronto will be both as hot as it is today in terms of the price of sale and in terms of the number of units on sale. That's become part of our base assumption. It's $100 million that was not in last year's budget that staff have added here. They have said that we will never, ever, ever have a real estate market that produces less revenue through the land transfer tax than last year. The danger for a municipal government in banking that way is different than when other orders of government rely on a strong economy. If they run into trouble, they can borrow for their operating so there's no big shock. We can't. It's against the law. So if we find ourselves with either prices or the number of units declining at any point in Toronto's future, we will have to have a variance report coming with massive cuts to public services. This is a very dangerous budget. We've got a lot of work to do.
Thank you, Councillor Perks.